gems of the Pacific Northwest. We are lucky enough that we have 3 pods right here in the Puget Sound. Most of the time they stay throughout the San Juan Islands. They are usually there from around May to October. There's tons of different whale watching experiences. This is the time of the year to do it. They're also known as killer whales, and they are different than other orcas in the wild because they are what's known as resident orcas, meaning that they stay in this area except for during the winter months when they go out to follow their food source. So there are 2 different kinds of these species of orcas. There are resident orcas, and then there are also the resident orcas, which are the pods that we have here, eat Chinook salmon. They mainly live on fish. They do a lot of jumping because they use their tails to stun the salmon. Currently, right now, we have about 87, we believe, orcas that have come into our area. The numbers go up and down. We've been studying this particular group of orcas since the 1970s, making them one of the most studied groups of orcas that has ever been. There are also another kind of orca, which are called the transient orcas. The transient orcas are very different. They go all over the world in different oceans. They live on marine mammals, such as sea lions, seals. They also eat dolphins and sharks. These 2 groups of orcas are completely different. They have completely different languages. The transient orcas, their pods consist of 3 to 7 individuals, whereas the orcas that are around the Puget Sound have about 20 in each pod. These pods are matriarchal, the ones that live here, meaning the oldest mother is the leader of the pod, and the calves of these whales stay with the family their entire lives. And again, they don't interbreed. The transient and the orcas that stay here do not interbreed. According to the NMFS Draft Orca Protection Plan, the single greatest change in the orca's population is due to their food decline. The Chinook salmon, there used to be millions in the Columbia and Snake River. Now that is in the tens of thousands. So the population of salmon going down is one of the things that has led to the decline of the actual orcas. I have a graph here. It's not very big, but it shows the decline throughout the years. You know, in the 70s, this is when they were being hunted, and it was still a practice to hunt whales and capture them for aquariums. And as you see, it went up, and now it's going down and then up a little bit. So they actually are on the endangered animal list right now, and we're hoping that we can change that. Yeah, with dams, pollution, all of that, it's making the salmon population go down. According to an article in The Guardian, the numbers grew to 98 orcas that we had in this area in 1995. They were placed on the endangered species list in 2001. They then dropped down to about the 70s, and now again, like I said, we have about 87 so far. The orcas can live up to 80 years old, but we've actually just recently discovered one that's 105 in the area. She's been on the news. She's called a grandma whale. Each pod has its own separate language, and scientists can tell which pod it is just based on listening to them, because their languages are so different. I mean, it would be like going from country to country. They need to each eat up to 40 salmon a day, the adults do. So like I said, during the winter, they go out and follow the salmon run. also, like I said, whale watching in this area is a multi-million-dollar